Okay. Thanks everyone for your patience as everyone's getting settled in. Great to have so many people on Zoom. I'm Rachel. And hi everybody in class as well. Okay. Oh, we made it. We made it through the cold. I feel like everyone deserves an extra award for leaving their house when you could be in your snuggie. And so good on you for getting here. So busy time of year. It's a full moon this weekend. So lots of things pulling us in a lot of different directions this time of year as well. And so my intention today is just a nice chance to kind of carve out a little window for a little bit of a pause, a little bit of nice stretch, hopefully feel good movements. And then I'll invite you in the last part of class into some restorative poses so we can just rest in a little bit of stillness there as well, which I think is really a good antidote to this time of year of all the, even as the happiness, and all of the things. But just making space for whatever we need right now, for whatever feels really nourishing to us. So again, if you're just joining us on Zoom, you can grab whatever props that you have when we get to that point. I'll let you know some alternatives that you can use. So to start in our centering, we're actually going to start in constructive rest pose. So you can come onto your back to begin and go ahead and you can even slide a blanket underneath your head. Okay, if you'd like. And you can take your feet flat on the floor, knees bent. If it feels better to stretch all the way out right now, you can. Otherwise, you can either take your feet out to the outer edges of the mat and let your knees knock in toward one another, or you could just have knees straight up and down. So see which one feels good for your low back. Could absolutely just be in corpse pose right now. As you're getting settled in here, we'll welcome ourselves here with just 3 breaths in, and we'll try to lengthen out our inhale and exhale to be about 4 counts each. So inhaling for 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale out of the mouth for 4, 3, 2, 1. 2 more times following that count. Inhale all the way up. And slow that exhale down out of the mouth. One more, just inviting yourself here. And seal the lips and continue to breathe deeply. Your hands are on your belly here in constructive rest, just tuning in into how the breath allows the belly to rise and fall. And I think part of the secret of staying present during this time of year is just being really tuned into our own bodies, noticing for ourselves when we are feeling amped up or triggered or sad or even happy. And our yoga practice gives us that chance to just figure out and notice sensations in the body, notice patterns of thoughts. And again, just believing that things will naturally shift and change. That patience in any season of life can be really helpful. Notice here your back body on the floor. Notice if your shoulders could settle a little bit more on the floor into your mat. Noticing the quality of your breath. And noticing for yourself when you feel Ready to begin some gentle movements. No rush, but as you feel ready, you might just begin to rotate the ankles a little bit, or yeah, you could rock the knees side to side. And just doing some intuitive movements here, stretching on your back. So you might stretch arms and legs in opposite directions. A big good morning stretch. You might move into a little of a crescent stretch. Might roll around a little bit with your knees tucked in toward your chest. And also be really grounding to stay low to the ground, which we will do at the beginning of our practice today. You might begin to make some circles with the knees, so taking them in toward one another and then out to the outer edges. From here, we'll bring just your right leg in toward your chest and stretch your left leg long. The right knee in toward the chest, left leg long. Give it a nice little squeeze, then open it a little to the right and then back to the center. You can maybe even make a few circles with the knee, opening up through the hip here, just getting some gentle lubrication through that hip. From here, we'll go to half happy baby. So you can take your foot up. Think about like a low lunge on your back. Your right hand is going to grab your right foot any direction there in the inner or outside of the foot. If it's too much to have the left leg straight, just bend the left knee. Keep that left sole of the foot on the floor. Then from here, just rock a little bit to the right and back to center. Taking some nice deep breaths here as you open through this hip. From here, we'll cross right ankle over left knee and reach through the window for a little figure four stretch. So you can grab the back of the left thigh or the left shin and just rock a little bit side to side there. Ready, and switch sides, coming to left knee in toward the chest. Stretching right leg nice and long. Again, just doing any circles there that feel intuitive. So you might take the knee out to the side, back toward the center. From there, maybe eventually going to half happy baby on this side. So again, grabbing inner or outer edge of that left foot and then press the foot into the hand back into the foot. So think like a low lunge on your back. So eventually working ankle to kind of stack over the knee the best as you can. Good, stretch that right leg long. So nice, everybody. And then cross left ankle over right knee. Reach it through for a figure four stretch. Try to put a little bit of music on. Good. When you're ready, gently release those feet to the floor. From here, you can grab a block, slide it underneath your low back, and float your feet up toward the sky. You can find stillness in the legs, or you might just bounce the legs a little bit. You want just a spot where you feel really no work in the legs. So you're just able to, that block is somewhere below the waistline. Just feel the lightness in the legs here as the back of your body is nice and grounded. Yeah, some of your rotating ankles here. This is a really nice cooling, grounding pose. Slowly let your feet float down to the earth and just find yourself in supported bridge here for a moment. When you're ready, you'll slide that block out and grab your strap. You're at home without a strap, you could do this by just grabbing the back of your right leg or using a scarf. Got a lot of scarves out in here in Iowa because it's cold. So taking that strap on your right foot, and you'll keep both straps in the right hand to begin. From here, you can stretch your left leg long if you'd like, or keep it bent. Just gently pulling those right toes toward the back of the room as you anchor right hip down and away. Seeing if from your pelvis you could stretch out through both of your legs as they might be in this L shape here. Taking straps in your right hand, open your right leg to the right. Pressing out through the strap, using the strength of your core. Inhale, come back through center. We're gonna take the right foot 45 degrees to the left. So cross it over the center line of the body, but just halfway. And stretch out through the leg. See if you can feel a stretch through the IT band side of the leg. And then straps come in the left hand as the right leg crosses totally over the center line of the body. You wanna find yourself in a supine twist here. Right arm opens to the right. Where can you soften? Inhale, come back through center. And we'll try this on the other side. So wrapping that strap around the left leg, left foot rather. Right foot can be bent or stretch it long. And then using the strap just to gently pull the foot toward the back of the room as you think about anchoring your left hip down and away. It's gonna be really good for the low back as well as we're sort of opening up through the legs and the hips. Strap comes in your left hand, open your left leg to the left. Right hand might come on your thigh. Just pressing down with your right hand, stretching out through your right heel. It's really where the good stuff happens in the low back. Good. Inhale, come through center. Straps come in your right hand. Left leg crosses halfway over, just 45 degrees. Stretch out through the pinky toe. And then let that leg descend all the way down, all the way over. Left arm can come to the side, head, belly, and chest might turn to the left. Find that supine twist here. Your next exhale, go ahead and come back through center, release the strap. Roll to one side when you're ready. Come on up to a hands and knees position. And just start to move around here, staying close to the ground. Can be so easy during this time of year to neglect our practices or just finding our time filled up with other things. I really think it's even more important to have these embodiment practices, these somatic practices, just to help us process through whatever's going on in our lives and staying here in our body in this moment. You might even, with your mind's eye, just travel systematically through the body as you're moving and wondering, like, what would it feel like to get my neck in on this? What would it feel like to initiate this movement through my ribs, hips, shoulders? Lean forward, lean back. Noticing as you're moving any spots that might just have a little extra tension, a little extra tenderness, as an act of self-study, just noticing those things. If you're happy with what you're doing, feel free to keep doing it. If you'd like to join me, I'll invite you to take your left leg out to the side, ground through your left foot. Good. From here, we'll do 3 cat and cow tilts. So inhale, reach your chest forward, arch your spine, reach your sitting bones back and apart. And then exhale, round and curl, pull everything in, tucking tailbone, tucking chin. Inhale, reach. Exhale, round. One more time, let that breath carry you forward, really extend, exaggerate that movement, pulling back in. Good. From here, just a little extra hip activation. Squeeze your left hip under you and see about just lifting the right leg a little bit. Whoa. And then take it back. Donna's just like, no. Right leg out to the side, grounds the foot. And 3 cat cows here. So inhale, press through your hands, press them down and spread those fingers really nice and wide. Exhale, tuck everything in, shin, tailbone, pull the belly in. 2 more times, inhale. Exhale. One more time. And from here, if you'd like, press the hands down, maybe just see about lifting that leg up out to the side. Good. And bring your knees back underneath your hips. You're gonna walk your knees back a little bit and come into puppy dog pose. You can come onto fingertips. So hips are gonna stack over the knees. So unlike child's pose, we're not sliding the hips all the way back. So you might need to walk your fingers forward. And then just let your chest melt as you arch your spine. This is a big chest stretch. Fingertips press down, pull energetically toward the back of the room. Heart melts through, take a breath here. Really nice. Then come back through center. From here, take your knees wide, slide back to child's pose. We're gonna do a thread the needle variation here in child's. So if you'd like to join me, left arm threads through, coming to the left side of the head. Your right hand, can either stay where it is, or you might take it behind your back or do anything that feels good here with that hand. Tune into your belly as you're breathing deeply into the diaphragm here. After your next exhale, unwind. We'll come to the other direction. Right arm underneath, right side of the head. After your next exhale, unwind. And walk your hands forward. You're going to come into a down dog. So tuck your toes and stretch up into that upside down V shape. Spread your fingers really nice and wide and just walk at your dog a little bit. Maybe wag your tail a little. Coming up and down on the toes a few times. Step your right foot outside your right hand. Bring your left knee down. So just coming into a lizard lunge here for a couple of breaths. If you'd like, you can come onto the pinky toe edge of that right foot and just kind of open the knee to the side. Just moving a little bit back and forth here. Just inviting some spaciousness here in the hips. And stay here. If you're just feeling like a little bit of a twist, keep your left hand down. You can keep right hand on the thigh and twist open, or just reach your right arm up. Just like 40% effort. Nice. Hands come down. Gonna step back or back to hands and knees, and then left leg comes forward and through for lizard on this side. We can let lots of nice space here for the hips. Moving to that twist if you'd like, right hand down, left hand can stay on the thigh. So you could just kind of twist through the chest, or you can reach left arm up. Nice, both hands come down. Lift up your back knee, step forward. Just gonna take a quick forward fold here with ragdoll arms, grabbing opposite elbows, releasing through your head. Take as much bend in the knees as you'd like. And think about arching your spine, kind of like a cow tilt. Can you take some nice breaths in here? Heel toe your feet out wide and come down into a squat. Just for a moment. Again, so good to open up the hips and the lower body here. Your heels might be lifted. Chest lifted. Good. And then we're going to come to a seat. If your knees will allow you, take your hands behind you and then sit down. If they will not allow you to do that, you can get down a different way. Cross your legs here in Sukhasana. We're going to windshield or like windmill rather the arm. So take your left arm over, right arm overhead. And then we'll switch to the other side. And you can really move with your breath, so hopefully you won't bop your neighbor, but to me, a side body stretch is a necessity every day. Next time we come toward the window with your right hand down, left arm over, just stretch. And then from your elbow, just release, stretch out through your elbow, letting like the bottom part of your arm go loose. Good. And then maybe take your hand behind your head and just turn open a little bit. Inhale, come up, other side. Maybe this bottom arm or forearm might even be able to come to the floor. Good. From the elbow down, get floppy. Just stretch out from the side body all the way through the elbow. You want to head behind your head, hand behind your head, just lift and twist. I'll come forward. Just do a neck stretch here. So left hand on the outside of the head. You can take the fingers on either side of the ears. We're not pulling, we're just adding a tiny bit of weight here. Your right hand, you might fingertip crawl it away from you just a little. Ooh. And last thing here, you can take that hand behind your back if you'd like, and allow that shoulder to descend. With a breath, just imagine breathing through this whole right side of the neck. And then remove the hand and gently bring your head back through center. Just let that soak in for a second. When you're ready, taking to the other side. Again, we always want to be really gentle with our neck here. Crawl your left fingertips away from you. Allow that left shoulder to relax down. Maybe you take the left hand behind the back. With a breath, can you soften here? Just come through center. Take your hands on your thighs. You can allow your eyes to close here. Just taking a couple of breaths, letting that nice stretch through the neck and the side body soak in. From here, blink your eyes open. Set ourselves up for our first restorative posture. We're going to do Supta Baddha Konasana on a bolster and an option to use blocks and a blanket. So if you're at home, again, get creative. A couch cushion can sometimes work, but here's where we're going. And I'll bring around extra blankets if you want it. So with 2 blankets, you can put 1 blanket here at your head and 1 on your body. You're going to scoot your hips all the way up to the edge of the bolster. Soles of the feet come together. Blocks underneath the knees. Even if you have very open hips, it can feel really nice to have support. Then I'm going to drape over the bolster. I'm going to come around with some extra blankets. Just catch my eye like one. So as you land here in supported Supta Baddha Konasana. See if there's anything you could do to be just a little bit more comfortable. Giving yourself permission to adjust as you need to. Just feeling the support of your breath and the props. Just allowing yourself to receive very slowly and mindfully to our next restorative position. Trying to stay with this quiet energy. As you feel ready, bring your knees in to touch. You're going to turn the bolster 90 degrees. I'll show you where we're headed here. You can bring this right near your hip. You can have a blanket for your head, and you're going to rest on your bicep here on one side. And so if you want to pile up a couple of blankets, you can. You could do this if you don't have a bolster and you're at home, you could do this not on the bolster. Your left arm can stay, or your arm that's not underneath your head can stay there. It could reach overhead a little bit. Just see where it feels comfortable to you. Yes, and the block beneath, in between the knees can feel really nice here as well. You're ready. You can very slowly just roll to your other side. You can keep the block underneath your knees or in between your knees. Just feeling both the support and the gentle opening and relaxation that can come with each of these postures. Start to feel ready to move. And stay if you'd like, but we're going to move into a child's pose on the bolster. So you can set up the bolster here in between the knees. I'm going to turn to one cheek, and you can either take your arms alongside the bolster, or you can wrap them around and grab the heels. And we'll spend just a couple moments on each cheek, and then we'll switch cheeks. If it's too much on the knees, you could also take a blanket and roll it up a long way. And if you're at home, you could use a towel. Just take it underneath the knees. Turn to the other cheek. Start to take a deeper breath. So you feel ready to move. Sit back. You might even stretch one leg back behind you just to stretch out after that child's pose, and then the other. We're going to make our way into our final restorative pose, where I'm going to take you through some guided relaxation. So give you the first option. You can adapt as you'd like. You can come back to a similar variation that we worked at the very beginning, where you can lay on the bolster and you could keep the legs straight this time, or you could even have another bolster underneath the knees. And I have eye pillows if anybody would like them. Want an eye pillow? Yes. Please let me. Setting yourself up here again, lying either in corpse pose or some variation feels really nice and cozy to you. We'll start by just bringing awareness to the crown of your head. So all of your awareness just coming to the crown of the head, filling that area with warmth. Bringing your mind's eye now to the space in the center of the forehead, the third eye region. Just all of your awareness right into that one spot. Awareness traveling down to the base of the throat. As the throat relaxes, awareness travels down into the center of the chest to the heart space. And with your awareness, the heart space softens, feeling a warming sensation traveling through your chest. Awareness to the right shoulder, down to the right elbow, right wrist, all of your awareness in your right thumb, right pointer finger, middle finger, ring finger, and pinky finger. Whole right hand just filled with relaxation and awareness. Traveling back up to right elbow, right shoulder, center of the heart, left shoulder, left elbow, left wrist, now awareness in the left thumb, left pointer finger, left middle finger, left ring finger, and left pinky finger. Whole left hand filled with your presence. Traveling back up to the left elbow, left shoulder, center of the heart, down to the base of the belly, right hip. As you bring your awareness there, softness and relaxation as the right hip just softens, relaxes. Right knee, right ankle, right big toe, second toe, third toe, fourth and fifth toe, whole foot. Just bringing your awareness there. Traveling back up through the knee to the right hip, base of the belly, or to the left hip, left knee, left ankle. Just becoming very aware of your left ankle, left big toe, second toe, third toe, fourth and fifth toe, whole left foot. Just becoming very aware of how your left foot can relax. Traveling back up to your left knee, left hip, entire pelvis, base of the belly, back up to the heart, base of the throat, center of the forehead, crown of the head, whole body filled with warmth, the ability to surrender and relax. Just become aware of yourself resting here. So we prepare to transition out of this really sacred space. feeling into this moment of rest, knowing that it is your birthright. At any time throughout these next couple of weeks, just invite yourself back home to yourself. As your body feels ready to start to awaken, you might stretch fingers and toes. Transitions are so important, so taking your time. Feel like you're ready to, you can roll to your right side. Just press yourself up into a seated position. Keeping eyes closed if you're able to. Bring your hands together here in front of your heart space. Feeling some gratitude for yourself for carving out this time for some stretching, some mindfulness, some relaxation. Knowing that when we show up in a more calm and grounded way, we can really influence everyone around us. We'll end by rubbing the hands together really vigorously, creating some heat here in the hands. And then with eyes closed, you can just lightly place the palms over the eyes, getting a little space to blink the eyes open from behind the hands. When you're ready, releasing your hands, blinking your eyes open. The moon looks really cool. I don't know, everybody on Zoom can't see it, but so cool. Sometimes we collect donations during community yoga. So my sister lives in Asheville, as I was saying before. Beloved Asheville is doing amazing work in Asheville as it's getting colder there, finding RVs for people whose homes were washed away with Hurricane Helene, and providing really basic essentials, heaters and things like that. So any money that we collect today will go to Beloved Asheville. My Venmo is in the chat if anybody wants to add to that in the spirit of giving. If you all were able to get cozy at home. I know sometimes it's hard to find space at home to stay.